Welcome back to the Lost Artistry Lash channel. Today, I'm gonna do a fill service and I'm gonna create a wispy cat eye lash look. Before diving into lashing, I always make sure that I choose the right glue for my client. I find I alternate between 3 different lash glues, and today I'm using Cyano free because my client's eyes sit just a little open even when they're closed. Next up, it's time to cleanse. Okay guys, I always cleanse every single lash service. Doesn't matter if it's a fill, a full set, a client who says that they've already cleansed at home or not. I always do a deep cleanse before I start lashing, so I know there's no oils, dust, or debris left on the lash line or under the eye or above the eyelid. If there's oils on the skin at all, the eye pads will not stick as well. On that note about eye pads, let's just watch my unique eye pad technique for putting the eye pads on. I often find that when I get my clients to look up at the light while I'm putting the eye pads on, that sometimes their eyes can become quite watery. So I like to actually lift the lid with one of my free fingers and place the eye pads with their eyes relaxed but closed. So I'm doing the work for them. And then just to secure the eye pads, particularly for round-eyed clients, I find putting some micro pore tape over the eye pads to really secure them into place. Mapping wise, my client does have round eyes. It is so hard to create a cat eye lash mapping on a round-eyed client. So what I'm gonna do in order to bring this cat eye shaping to life is use less curl from the inner to middle section of the eye where the eye already naturally lifts on its own. And then from the middle arch to the bottom outer corner of the eye, I need lift in order to make that area look like it stands higher than it naturally does. In order to give the illusion of lift, I'm gonna work with CC curl out there, and I'm also going to bump up my lengths exceptionally, all the way up to 16 millimeter lengths. Fan-wise, today I'm working with 100% easy fan lashes. Sometimes I do find it can be a little bit challenging to make wet lashes with easy fans. So if you're like me, you can absolutely switch your spikes on the top layer to be regular volume lashes and then use easy fans for your base, or you can use any fan type that works for you. It doesn't matter what type of lashes you use as long as you have the end design in mind. So across the top layer, I'm working with wet lash spikes, and across the base, I'm gonna work with open, easy fan lashes. This one that I'm placing right now is a spike. You can see it almost looks like a classic lash. However, this will truly not look the same. The design will be completely different if you do work with classic lashes. Tweezer wise, I'm working with our curved isolation tweezer in our ultra line. I'm also working with my slim boot tweezer. This is my go-to volume tweezer. Doesn't matter if I'm using pre-mades, handmade, or easy fans. Remember earlier when I was talking about cleansing and how I said it's so important to cleanse the upper lid and under lid? Well, here's why. I love to pull back the layers, especially for mappings like this where we require a different mapping for the bottom layer than the top layer. Let's take a look at this isolated lash. I can tell by looking at this lash that it is on the bottom layer because it sits closest to the eye pad. You'll notice the lashes that sit above it on the lash line. The one that sits closest to me is going to be considered the top layer, and those ones that are in the middle are going to be considered your middle layer lashes. Let's take a closer look at lash placement. Notice that my fans are placed extremely close to the skin without touching. This is key to an amazing grow out and a very dark lash line. 0.5 millimeters from the skin is ideal. This client also has downturned natural lashes. One of my favorite techniques for working with lashes like this is to take a small piece of micro pore tape, stick it onto the eyelid skin, and just gently pull the skin back towards you as the lash artist. This helps lift the natural lashes away from the iPad so that you can see your isolation better and you can make a much easier connection between the natural lash and the extension. This is also just a great isolation hack to have in your back pocket. It works amazing for the inner corners. Now, we know we're in a fill appointment, so some lashes will have grown out. That's a great thing. That means that your retention is on point, but that also means that as you're working through the lash set, you're gonna have to remove lashes while you go. I personally find it best to just work, and as I come across lashes that look like they're maybe a little too grown out, I will just remove them as I stumble upon them. Honestly, sometimes you can have lashes that are grown out and it doesn't throw off the aesthetic of your set, so there's literally no reason to remove it. If it's hanging on strong and it's not affecting the outcome of the result, then why not keep it there? All right, we are nearing the end of the lash set. Now, I always finish the service by using Super Bonder. I love Super Bonder products because it locks in glue fumes. It also makes the bond much more flexible, meaning that the client can literally sleep on their face and that bond will not snap. I also love it, especially when working with handmade volume of any sort, because it keeps your fan shape between services. As a final touch to my lash service, I nano mist. I do this for no reason other than it feels amazing for my clients. All right, time for the lash reveal. I would love to hear what you think of this wispy cat eye easy fan lash style in the comments below. That's it for today's tutorial. Thank you so much for taking the time to watch. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to like and subscribe. See you in the next one.